months up until our prelims examinations, and 2 months later on we have our mains, and then in 3 or 4 months the interview. So we are in expectations that we're going to clear all these phases, first prelims, mains, and then get to the interview part, and then be the civil service officer that we all dreamed of. So today's topic, we're going to discuss how to use time in our favor to clear the examinations, and moreover to plan it out and make our life more simple and easier. Needs no introduction. We have to have a timetable or a schedule. You could either do a reverse planning or plan according to your time slots. Reverse planning is more or less like retrospective timetable, like the Ali Abdal timetable that I would famously say. That is, calculate yourself, take a book out, time yourself out, measure how much of time will require for you to complete that book, in all the sense that by making notes, studying, getting the conceptual clarity, everything. So how much of time that will require by you to complete one book, and that will be your time stipulator to complete all the other books. So break it all down. If one book takes 3 days to complete with the note making and everything else, so how many books you have? So within how many months you should complete? So you should just reverse plan according to it, and then you will have a better clarity of going through your schedules or your planner. I'm stressing at the reverse planning part because sometimes the slot planning, like for example how you typically make a schedule or a planner, okay, 10 days I'll be completing Lakshmikant, 5 days Spectrum. So sometimes that be unrealistic, because we should know our own pace. What is the speed or what is the time required for one single person, example me, to complete this book? So until and unless I don't know me, I cannot make or I cannot stick on to these schedules and planners, and ultimately that is going to discourage me and I'm going to fail the examinations. So we should totally avoid that. Calculate yourself, plan yourself, and then make the schedules in accordance to it. So you have 7 months in your hand, that is 5 months, because the other last 2 months we need to prepare exclusively only for the prelims and the mock test. So you have 5 months, and all these subjects, plan it out in that sense. Step will be Pomodoro each day. You cannot sit and study for 10-15 hours a day. Maybe you could do it for 1 or 2 days, but you cannot sustain or make it in a long-term practice, because we are gonna burn out. Do not make yourself burn out, and give yourself a strict schedule. For example, I study only from morning 9 o'clock up until 4:30 or 5, because after that I cannot afford to study, because my daughter comes back home and I have to look after her. So I have made a prerequisite timetable that I wouldn't study beyond the time, and this is my time, and I have to be 100% focused, and my focus mode should be in complete alert mode. So in a sense, I have 6 to 7 hours a day to complete my studies or my portions, other than time excluded for my lunch time, my snacks time, then for leisure and all. So I cannot possibly sit and study for 6-7 hours straight, even though that's the only time that I get. I cannot do that. I cannot do that to myself, because I'll burn out. So what I do essentially is that I Pomodoro myself. Either I'll be sitting and study for 20 minutes, taking 5 minutes break, or taking 1 hour or 55 minutes and then taking 10 minutes break. But I do not forget to take breaks in between, so that I do not burn myself out and I do not feel like, okay, this is getting so much of boring and I'll take it slow. I shouldn't think like that. So in that way, I make sure that at the peak of the moment, when I feel that, okay, I'm getting a little bored, I take a break. So you can just simply download the Pomodoro app from the Playstore, or I generally do is that I have an extension in my Google Chrome. I switch it on that and then study. So that makes it much easier, and calculate my time. Okay, giving myself credit that, okay, you studied 4 or 5 sessions and then you can take a break. Okay, that's really good for you. Okay, you can take a very long break after 4 or 5 Pomodoro sessions. Great job for you. To maintain a diary or a journal. Usually we write diaries on daily basis, like at the end of the day we write what happened that day, what were the events that occurred in that day. But rather than that, I have an alarm clock over here, and I make sure that it's winded on every hour. For example, this is 2:30 right now, so I have my alarm to go off at 3 o'clock. So at 3 o'clock, I take out my diary and I'll write down what I did for this complete 1 hour. And then I'll make or tune the time for 4 o'clock. Set the alarm for 4 o'clock. And again at 4 o'clock it will ring. And I'll write it down in the diary what I did in the past 1 hour. So this keeps a lot of like an accountability on ourselves, and thinking that okay, if I didn't do anything, probably if I just daydreaming or dozing off, I can keep myself accountable, saying that you didn't do much according to your productivity. You should have done that, but you didn't do it. So that way really helps, especially if you are a self-learner or like staying at home and learning by yourself. The last and the final tip is to know your focus. For some people, they are a morning person, some are the afternoon person. I'm very much a morning person. I really love to wake up early in the morning, but I cannot focus in the mornings. Probably at 4 o'clock I get up, I can do meditations maybe or some workouts, but I don't know, I just can't sit and study. Sometimes I do, okay, sometimes I really am in the mood, then I can study, but sometimes I won't. I think for me, my best focus, if I assess myself, I'm very good at learning or grasping information post lunch. Right after I have my lunch, when I sit and study and learn something, I've noticed in myself is that I can grasp so many information. So try to do all these very boring or tough, difficult subjects for you after lunch. For me, economy is my difficult subject, so I'll make sure that I'll set economy or ecology, any subject which I find difficult, the time where my focus is very much at large. Suppose in the morning my focus is not that very good, but history is a subject that I really love, and I know that even at the middle of the night, if someone say that okay, you want to learn history, I'll be just jumping out of the bed saying that yes, I do want to learn history. So yes, I can keep history or something that I really love at the time where my focus is not that very good, but I'll just keep it that. So that's how you should be scheduling your subjects in a way that you can utilize yourself to the greatest advantage. And yes, it all boils down to your journey rather than the destinations. Just enjoy your journey, enjoy your ride. It is a privilege to be an IAS officer or an IPS officer. Yes, of course, I truly agree with that. But more than that, try to enjoy whatever that you're doing. For example, when I sit and study, it is like a privilege to me, okay? Being able to learn, getting the resources and environment for me to learn is the biggest gift for me. And sometimes we have to see ourselves to be the privileged one. Okay, so that for me, that is it. And yes, of course, the side effects that we get with the journey of UPSC, to be more disciplined, to be more consistent, to be more focused, and more importantly, to have a bit of logic after you learn civil services. That is the greatest boon for being a civil service aspirant. So these are the added tips that you can get by being an aspirant of UPSC. So do not stress yourself out. Try to enjoy the process. Try to enjoy the journey. And sometimes it doesn't go as we planned, but I'm sure that nothing is at lost. The hard work that you've done to yourself, it's gonna repay to you. It's gonna come back in many-fold. So all the best to you too, and I hope you all clear the civil service examinations, and bye-bye.